Hey everyone, let me break down exactly what I saw. I noticed Papoose at the end of the screen, just like a few of you mentioned, and when I went back and checked, sure enough, he was there, along with Remy, Fat Joe, and a few others. At first, it seemed like a normal live video, but almost immediately you could tell something was different. This wasn't someone joking around or chasing attention. The energy was heavy, like a man who'd been holding something inside for a long time and finally couldn't anymore. His face looked calm, but his eyes told another story. He didn't seem angry or hyped, just tired, like he had already accepted whatever might come next. When he started speaking, his words came slowly, each sentence carefully measured as if he had rehearsed this moment countless times, placing pieces of his life in front of the public one by one. At first, the chat was full of confusion, jokes, and questions, but as he continued, the mood shifted. People slowed down, screenshots appeared, and recordings started. It was clear this was no longer entertainment. He spoke about a night that had been hidden, not giving every detail, but making it clear this moment crossed a line he never expected. Then he dropped a name that made the chat explode, 50 Cent, and suddenly everyone was tagging friends, sharing links, and reacting in real time. What made it heavier was that he didn't show proof, recordings, or messages, which somehow made it feel even more serious because people started filling in the blanks themselves. He referenced private conversations and voice notes that weren't casual or harmless, moments that made him question everything about his relationships. As he spoke, his voice subtly changed, weaker, not louder or sharper, and you could hear it in his breathing and pauses. This wasn't someone trying to win. It was someone processing a painful truth. Then he revealed it wasn't just about him, it affected his family, and that's when the situation stopped being gossip and became deeply personal. The chat reacted differently after that. Some sent hearts, some told him to stop, others begged for more, because everyone felt this wasn't a public figure talking anymore, but a father and husband grappling with trust being broken inside his own home. He didn't accuse, insult, or attack. He admitted he felt lost, and that's what made it so uncomfortable. It didn't feel like drama, it felt like grief. When the live ended, nothing felt settled, no final statement, just silence. But the internet didn't stay quiet. Clips started spreading within minutes, people taking pieces of what he said, adding captions, music, and their own commentary. Some believed every word was calculated, like he knew exactly what he was doing, replaying the video to analyze tone, pauses, and expressions, while others said he was breaking down, pointing to the cracks in his voice and the way he looked away from the camera. And then there was the name that kept surfacing, 50 Cent, and suddenly every old interview, photo, or video featuring Remy and 50 was scrutinized, normal moments now feeling suspicious. Audio clips allegedly from Remy began circulating, quiet and hard to decipher, but viewers listened closely, some hearing plans, others inside jokes. All agreed it wasn't casual. Comments became divided. Some defended her, some attacked her, some said this shouldn't be public, while others said the truth needed to come out. Then Papoose spoke about his child, doubt and fear no parent wants, shifting the weight of the conversation. Suddenly it was no longer just adult drama, it was about a family's future. From there, blogs, videos, and timelines dissected every word, connecting dots that may or may not exist. Some argued this was unfair and private matters should stay private, while others said silence protects lies and he had a right to speak. Meanwhile, the other side stayed quiet, leaving people to interpret it as maturity, guilt, legal caution, or emotional shock. As days passed, every photo, caption, and lyric was read differently, patterns appearing where none were before. What made this stand out wasn't the names involved, but the emotion, the real-time unraveling of someone's personal world in public view, sparking conversations about trust, loyalty, and the consequences of exposing private pain. People felt guilty for watching, drawn in, or both, but most agreed he looked like he'd reached a breaking point, and that moment felt heavy, real, and unforgettable. There was no clear villain, no clear winner, only questions about why it happened live, why the world had to see, and whether it was survival, control, or both. One truth remained. Once something like this hits the public, it never fully disappears. Screenshots live forever, clips are reposted, and stories are retold. What started as a live stream became a moment people will remember not for shock, but for how real it felt, how quickly trust can turn into doubt, and how personal pain can become public conversation. And maybe the hardest part of all, behind all the headlines and opinions, real people are dealing with real consequences. Families, children, relationships that can't go back to what they were before the camera turned on. The internet moves on, but that moment stays, a reminder of how fragile trust is and how powerful words become once they're spoken publicly.